Oh, good evening, everyone. I gotta get this button. Good evening, everyone. Pine Grove News Live, 6 o'clock, right on the dot. So I hope everyone's doing okay tonight. It's Friday again on these past 2 weeks with all these holidays and eves, and it just went by quick. Thank God for that. So, it's a typical winter day here. 40 degrees, actually walking around with just a t-shirt and a flannel shirt. Almost felt like spring. Yeah, but not. So, most of you probably already know, you've seen mainstream media out there and what they want you to see. But I'm going to go over some of the notes that I took down here. And one of them is was very interesting. The number one cause of death worldwide. Think about that one. See if you got it right. But in the meantime, people are still talking about the drones over Colorado and Nebraska. Yeah, so we're going to talk a little bit more about that and get somebody's idea, because there's agencies out there that are just claiming they don't know what's going on, and all the police agencies and all this stuff in grids. These things are 6 feet wide. Well, why is there no pictures? I know the most of it is taken at night. Flown at night. But there was mention of them flying during the day too, and even at night. Why are there no pictures? And if there are pictures, send them to me. Send them to me at 12pine.com. 12pine. Yeah. So nobody knows what it is. Maybe it's Google. Maybe it's Google training for the delivery of all the packages, right? Why not? Nobody knows. I'm going to throw my little tidbit out there. Yeah, Google's training. Yeah, so with that, let's see. Yeah, or it could be NASA, right? Flying grid patterns, that's what they're doing. Square grid patterns. That's what they did over the San Andreas, a few weeks ago, right? I guess if they're flying at night, maybe they're, tracking heat signatures. Maybe they're tracking lava flows. I don't know. Colorado and Nebraska, that's not quite, the Madrid fault line. I thought the Madrid fault line was over by Missouri. So, yeah, it's very interesting why they're doing it in Colorado and Nebraska. So, let's see, yeah. Iran's threatening cyber attacks. We'll get into more about the Iranian thing, though I'm sure everyone's heard it on the news already. We talked about it, I guess, 2 days ago, about their last-ditch effort. And of course, I didn't, the airstrikes didn't happen until Thursday, I believe. So anyways, yeah, cyber attacks. Apparently, Iran is one of the best in getting away with cyber attacks. I don't know, folks. I heard that China was pretty good at it. In any case, that just leaves the door open, in my opinion, for false. Raise the flag. Yeah. They may just go in and do some damage themselves and call it Iran. These cabal, this principality here, they need this war with Iran. They need it. And Trump does not want to give it to them. But Trump is not going to sit back as well while servicemen or Americans die at the hands of Iranians. So everyone should be definitely on high alert with all the, different kinds of people that came in across our border illegally and the northern border illegally, we really should keep our head on the swivel. This is just the times we live in. If you don't keep your head on the swivel, and it doesn't matter if the Iranian sleeper cells wake up, it may be an American terrorist. There are, American-born terrorists that have just, these day and age, a lot of people have just lost it. And it's not going to get any better. When I was talking about this a couple minutes ago, with World Watchman, it was more than a couple minutes ago, probably an hour ago. Yeah, and we were talking about, what were we talking about? Man, I don't know. Had a train of thought there, man. Somebody tell me where I was. I don't know, maybe it's the Wi-Fi beaming down from space and going through my head, making me forget these things when I need to talk about them. Yeah, sleeper cells. I mean, been here for a while. We should always worry about them. Oh, I was going to talk about the praying. Yes, we should always be praying. Always. With the amount of stuff that's going on and the things that's the terrible things that are happening. We should be praying, for our loved ones, for our brothers and sisters to, the innocents, first of all, to make it out of here, to make it out alive. But pray for these delusional and demented souls that, I don't know, maybe, somewhere along the line, they too can be awakened. Pray for your enemy. The Lord said to. And I understand, some of them are just lost. Some of them, the Lord gave this delusion to them, and it's probably nothing we can do, but prayer is a good thing. But we know about the signs of the times. We know things are prophetically culminating into the coming of Jesus Christ. I mean, it's Gog, Magog, connection there that we talked about 2 days ago. We're talking, with this Iran thing, now they're telling us cyber attacks may be happening. Iranian sleeper cells may be, going out to do stuff. I mean, if stuff like that happens, and we've talked about this 2 days ago, about scenarios of what would take America out. You need to watch out for that. Need to somehow get prepared, at least for a few days of water and or food. I know there's a lot of poor people out there who really cannot afford anything extra, let alone buying some food. And pray for that. Pray for them to, believe enough and have faith enough that when they pray to the Lord for provisions, that He will provide, because He promised to do so. And He's not a liar. So, what else we got here? Yeah, I don't know. They mentioned something about Osama bin Laden. And what a lie that was, right? SEAL Team 6, goes in and it's undisclosed place in Pakistan and gets Osama bin Laden, takes him out. I don't know what he did with his wife, but left, American aircraft behind, for the enemy to find. And then next thing you know, they go to the point of bringing him on a ship. I guess he was shot beforehand because they had according to the video, he was going for a gun. But to dump his body in the ocean, and we don't have any photographs or video, what does that do for you? I mean, they just totally covered something up. Yeah, just dump the body. Yeah, whatever. You got to be pretty lost to believe those stories. So, why don't we get going? See what we got here. Yeah, not there. So, I'll just go quickly through these things that you should have already seen on mainstream media, but in case you haven't, Israel braces for Iranian retaliation after the, and I don't know how to pronounce this guy's name, Soleimani, they're calling it an assassination, which I guess it could be. Call it retaliation. I mean, for whatever was done over there. We remember all the so-called intelligence that we got, according to Bush, before we went into Iraq. Weapons of mass destruction, gassing their own people, blah, blah, blah. That's all we heard. And there was no weapons of mass destruction. Maybe later on they found maybe some yellow cake or something, the mustard gas type stuff. Supposedly they shipped it off to Syria, whatever. It's gone. Yeah, and in Syria, I mean, where's theirs? I mean, anyway, we won't get into that. U.S. to send 3,000 more troops to the Mideast following this killing, Soleimani. Salami. We'll call him Salami. Yeah. Terrorist Salami. Yeah, 3,000 more troops going over there. Even though the Iraqi government voted to have us get the heck out of there. And I don't know. I would say, yeah, get them out of there. They don't want us there. They want to work with Iran and do whatever. I mean, I don't know. We could talk hours about things that shouldn't be done, never should have been done. But New York City warns its residents it could be a target for an attack by the Iranians, of course. And there's a warning out for New York City, and there's a warning out for Los Angeles. There's only one place missing that I didn't mention in that 3 places that could be nuked. Whether it be a dirty bomb or whatever, EMP, whatever. I mean, they do have, apparently, that's what they were testing a couple years back up in Washington State. Amidst all the fires, yeah, they were testing battlefield EMPs and nukes. That was the story, anyway. So New York, be on alert. Our neighbors. And from the Daily Mail, we are at a state of war. And we have been for a while. Come on, man. They're just ramping all up. The elite, the kebab, whatever. The deep state, in the swamp. Just unplug the darn freaking, the pool and let all the water out, They want this war with Iran. They want this. They need it for some reason, to keep up with the agenda. And this is their last ditch attempt. We talked about this 2 days ago. Yeah, we're in a state of war, all right. Iran warning as Homeland Security braces for attacks on U.S. soil. We've heard this. We hear it almost every Christmas, right? I mean, anywhere that you're going to have people. I mean, look at France. People don't forget France. They get attacked quite often, especially when people, there's big things going on over there. If they don't have any TNT to blow people up, they run them over with trucks. Remember all that stuff? You don't think that can happen in America? Well, that's what Obama did. He let everyone in. Yeah, so don't think that it won't happen here. And it most likely will. I mean, pray for your brothers and sisters, like I said, and pray for the innocent. If you pray, I mean, Psalms 91, I keep bringing that up, According to Psalms 91, you will see people dying. You will see the wicked dying. 1,000 at your side and 10,000 at your right hand. So be prepared for that. You should be prepared as Christians, knowing the signs of the times and prophecy. You should be expecting this. Who doesn't want peace and security, right? You have to be immoral. just not normal to not want peace and security. And believe me, there are plenty of people out there, and people that have been taken over by demonic possession or something. And yeah, they certainly don't want peace and harmony. No, they want total chaos. Prince of Chaos, that's what we should be calling him. Not just the Prince of the Air, Prince of Chaos. Father of the Light, Prince of Chaos, and Prince of the Air. He controls a lot of these headlines, so please use your discernment. I mean, we all should. Sleeper terror cells could already be here. I almost guarantee it. It will be most unfortunate. And I'm sure we've already been given multiple chances to bring God back into America. And I know some people are having success with that. But in other cases, it's just, they may be building a sand hill, but the water and the ocean is going around that sand hill. We got to build some sand mountains, so that we can hold that water, that evil back. But that's up to the Lord too. I mean, his will be done, of course. And I just hope, and we should know as Christians whether we're praying against the actual will of the Father. That's why you need to know what times we're in and who people are in the last days in prophecy. And do our best to understand that and be ready spiritually. Spiritually above all things. Iran's supreme leader warns severe revenge against America. I mean, when haven't they? Right? When haven't they? I mean, were they trying to get the people who haven't been awake yet and heard of this already? And this song, someone who wrote this. This is from End Time Headlines. 2020 just began and weird things are already starting to happen all over the world. Yeah, and this is where they start off by talking about these drones. And so we're going to, I guess, this is from the Denver Post, The Opinion, New York Times. But there was an article I wanted to read. Well, I did some fact checking, just, checked, Googled, mysterious drone swarm over Colorado and Nebraska. Well, let's I have another story. Here it is, right here. This is from Time. People do not like the unknown, and here's what's to know about the mystery drones hovering over the rural Colorado and Nebraska. Now, I know we just went past this, okay? Weird things are happening. So this is one of the things that's in this article. I just, went further, got some other information. So we'll just read a little bit, man. Multiple sightings of mystery drones that have been reported over night skies in rural Colorado and Nebraska. And they've left the local residents, sheriffs in multiple counties, and the Federal Aviation Administration, the FAA, searching for answers. So the sightings began mid-December, according to public statements by sheriff's offices in rural Colorado. But as of yet, officials do not know who is operating the drones or why they are flying over certain counties. Now, first of all, and I know I've already told you this, and it'll tell you later on in this article, I believe, these things are 6 foot wide. Okay, I'm 5'7", so just lay down, and just add a couple more inches. That's how wide these things are. That's a commercial type or better, military or better drone. Everyday citizens can't afford these things. Okay, so there's some company out there for hire that's got these things in the sky. And this is my opinion, of course, because all the other drones, at least here in Connecticut, even the toy ones, you have to pay for, you have to register them. Sometimes you got to include a $5 fee to have the registration, but they're all registered. So I don't know about these states, Colorado, Nebraska, but especially something that big, and you're going to fly it in patterns, multiple 17 drones are saying right down here. In one county, there are at least 17 drones that have flown each night between 7 and 10 p.m. And let's see, back up here. Federal agencies, okay? Police departments, sheriff offices. They're scheduled to meet on January 6th. That's 3 days from now. Today's January 3rd, Friday. To address the drone sightings. 3 days from now. These drones have been up for days now. Been sighting for days. They're probably going to be all done doing what they're doing. Maybe. Who knows? That's just a way to stall everything, to let these drones and whoever, and I'm sure somebody knows, pretty much up there, and, where these things, who owns these and what they're doing. So come on, people from Colorado and Nebraska, let's have the pictures. Let's get the pictures out there. Flood the internet with these pictures. They can't get them all. No, they can't. They can't get them all. Some will get through, and that's what we want to see. We want to see markings on these things. So let's just do it. People talk about these things, but it's obvious. Everyone has a phone. I know some people that are, really do not have much money, and they still have phones. I mean, I have, you have a bunch of children who don't work, go to school. They all have phones. And not necessarily from the parents either. But anyway. So these drones have made residents in the community very nervous. Why not? And anxious. Hold on. Just give me 1 second. Little technical issue at the moment. Yeah. Just check and see if we're live as well. And we are at YouTube. So PGN Live, that is the live YouTube channel, but it will be obviously recorded, put out there, edited for YouTube, and if it doesn't get to YouTube, I have other places to go to after. VMO, Brighton. So, yeah, they're going to meet. Yeah. Diplomatic crap. That's the politician stuff. Appease the masses, make them, know that you hear them and that you're taking care of it, and then, ignore them for a few weeks. So 17 drones that flew each night, between Denver Post, who spoke to Phillips County Sheriff Thomas Elliott. So the spokesman for the FAA tells Time that multiple divisions of the agency are investigating the reports. Multiple divisions. But cannot comment on the details of open investigations. Boy, that is convenient, huh? I don't think there was any law broken unless they're flying up there and they do need to be registered. But that's just a fine. That's not really a criminal offense, right? So, and I don't know if there's airports in any of these areas. They do mention some counties that we're going to get into in a second here. But yeah, open investigation. So can't talk about it. That's just another cover-up. So here's what they know so far about the mystery drones. What are they doing? So according to Combs, the drones are flying approximately 150 to 200 feet or more away from buildings or people. It's still not that far, 200 feet. Okay, so I know a football field is 100 yards. Every yard is 3 feet. So, I don't know, 50 yards, 150 feet. So figure about a half of a football field and maybe a little further. Half a football to a football field size distance away. That's not far at all. You can get pictures of that easily. So Let's see. The machines span about 6 feet and fly in squares of about 25 miles. They're also flying at night. Okay, so they're flying at day and mostly at night in square patterns, square formations, about 25 miles. Somebody's close enough to catalog all this information about them. Where are the pictures? You got to ask yourself these things sometimes. Where are the pictures? So some federal agencies such as the U.S. Army and the Drug Enforcement Administration confirmed to the Post that the drones do not belong to them. Okay, so you can rule out, the drug agency. Any other federal agency, so it's either got to be NASA or Google or private firms doing, could be the Navy. It's not the Army, but it could be the Navy. They don't mention the Navy. So anyways, on December 21st, the Phillips County and Yuma County Sheriff's Offices tracked more than 16 drones between two regions, according to a Facebook post by the Phillips County. We believe that the drones, though startling, are not malicious in nature, the officer added. Sheriffs in multiple counties have urged residents not to shoot down the drones, so as that could violate federal laws that protect aircrafts. Well, that's the other thing too. These drones, especially here in Connecticut, and that's the reason they use. Yeah, you can't fly these things, especially something this big, 6 feet wide, near an airport, unless you have permission, unless it's known. So, where have they been spotted? Where have they been sighted? Northeastern Colorado, Yuma, Lincoln, Morgan, Washington, and Sedgwick counties have reported sightings. And according to the New York Times, Perkins, Hayes, and Hitchcock counties in Nebraska have also seen the drones. All are rural communities, which have some authorities theorizing that the drones are mapping out or agricultural tools, according to the Times. Yeah, it could be too. I mean, NASA have supposedly satellite already up there mapping, Earth in many different, variations of it. So why they would need these drones to fly these patterns, these big commercial drones, 25 miles in grids, in patterns. Yeah, there's something else going on for sure. I still think it's Google training. But of course, it's obviously something more nefarious. But we will see, won't we? Whenever we get pictures. Or whenever one gets shot down. Somebody's going to be upset because they're not getting their answers. So, are any laws being broken? Good question. Though several agencies are currently investigating the origins of the drones, whoever is responsible is likely not breaking any laws. See? Not. If anything, they'll get a fine or something for. That's why they stay 150, 200 feet away from, people's residences. They know, the codes. So according to the Associated Press, drone pilots aren't required to file flight plans with the FAA unless they're in controlled airspace, like around commercial airports. Commercial drone pilots are also restricted to airspace of 400 feet or lower, are not allowed to fly over groups of people. See, they've been avoiding people, in public events or stadiums full of people. And they haven't supposedly been flying over people, just rural areas. So, as far as I can ascertain, the drones are abiding within those guidelines. The problem is the technology is out there pacing the passage of rules for drone usage. Meaning the drones are just growing in number and, technologically more advanced every day, and the rules aren't keeping up to it, I suppose. So December 26th, the FAA published a proposed rule that would require drones to be identifiable remotely. Nearly 1.5 million drones and 160,000 remote pilots are registered with the FAA because they have to. So the proposed rule would require the drones be equipped with identifiable technology and would apply to all drones required to register with the FAA, excluding drones with weight of 55 pounds or less. Okay, the little toys. Okay, so a little toy I had, which I flew into a neighbor's yard by mistake, and he took it in and kept it. Wouldn't give it back to me. And so some very good neighbors. Some are good and most are not. Anyway, there's your drone story. Okay, so we'll just get to the rest of this very quickly. This is your weekly volcanic activity report. We didn't do one last week, or at least it's been lost. This is for December 25th to the 31st, which have reported 4 more volcanoes of unrest or new activity. And during the same period, ongoing activities was reported for 12 volcanoes. 2 weeks ago, we did report on this, and there were 10 volcanoes that were still ongoing. Now we have 12. How many is it going to take before things are really messed up? I mean, I don't know, folks. I mean, could what they're spraying in the sky with these chemtrails be affecting the ash from these volcanoes? I mean, there's 12 of them going right now with, different varieties of activity. So I don't know. Heard about some airspace being shut down somewhere, but I didn't catch it. It was on the mainstream radio, and not quick enough to put down where. But there's that for you. Oh, here we go. The number one cause of death worldwide. Did anyone guess it right? Anyone got it right? Well, this is from Discern. I've never been here before, so take this for what it's worth. It's called DISRN, and according to this, it's abortion. Abortion was the leading cause of death worldwide in 2019, with 42 million killed. 42 million killed in a year worldwide by abortion. I hope you all heard that, and I hope you pass it on. I got to remember to pass that one on. Number one cause of death worldwide. What a world. This place is just so messed up. And this one I put in on my Facebook page. Went through a big trouble trying to get it on there. They didn't want to put it on there at first. Had to go through a couple different avenues. But natural news, Mike Adams, he's the one that started this Brighton. It used to be Real.video, and it changed to Brighton. I am a member over there as well, but I haven't been over there in a while. It's got a video out I think everyone should take a look at. Even if it doesn't mean anything, just for sake, ha-has. It's a 5G mini documentary that warns humanity about the imminent danger of 5G cell towers. Now, even if you're not concerned about, these frequencies, passing through your body and affecting your brain, maybe you're concerned that it might do that to maybe, I don't know, your brother or sister or your daughter or son, because they've got the, phones too. Why do you think that this technology was invented. Almost everyone in the world, I guess, it seems like it, has a phone, and they're looking down. They're not looking up. They're not, some of them, believe it or not, even after all these years, are I think that they think that it's normal. That these lines that go through the sky and just, after a while, just spread out and become a cloud. I don't know how you wake these people up, except pray for them, I guess. I mean, that is my solution to everything. Prayer. Why not? It works. I don't know if there's anything else that I could do or ever have done that has gone right or has been, very successful. No. So with that, I haven't watched the video yet. I started watching it. I only got about 3 minutes into it, but it was very interesting. And a couple more. Let's see, 3 more, 2 more. This one, a square cloud, a giant rectangular cloud engulfs the sky over Toronto. So you tell me, folks, does that look normal to you? Huh? Have you grown up to see, looking into the sky and see this is this normal? Or do you remember ever even looking up? Wow, so I'm just amazed at some of these photos. And there's a lot of people who put this stuff out, different things that are going on in the clouds up above you where you should be looking. Yeah. Well, I don't really care about that one. Rand Paul's out there. I don't care about that one either, so we're good for the night. Yeah, Ron Paul's angry that the military complex is escalating. He calls it another word, kind of like the shift plan in the Middle East again, making it a powder keg. Yeah, that's what the military complex does. They're warmongers. And we, the people, we might have a couple people protest, but not working. AOC could lose her House seat after 2020 through elimination of her district. Well, prayers are being answered there. Seriously. Yeah, it's being eliminated because a quarter of its residents, I guess, are illegals. They're non-residents, non-citizens. So they're going to eliminate the district after they did a census. Anyways, so be it. With that, everyone, it's Friday. Happy Sabbath Eve to you all. And, like I always say, I always think about coming on the weekends. I have no specific time, and I know you're not going to wait around, and I don't expect anybody to. And please do not. I'd feel so guilty that you wait around. That's why I try not to make promises, because I cannot keep them. And the Lord says not to do that just for that reason, right? Well, there are other reasons, but yeah, we don't make promises to people. It's just, and when you can't keep them, and it's not always your fault, it just does terrible things. I know some people make you make promises, but they shouldn't do that either. But anyways, man, keep looking up, man. The Lord is coming soon. Maranatha to you all. And be at peace, everyone. It is possible. Ask the King of Peace. God bless everyone. Peace out.